Yes, sir. Please speak into the mic because even I can't hear you. So the audience definitely can't.
Okay. I think one of the things which we have not touched upon is the role of the so-called environmental activists. I think Mr. Hiranandani talked about the perception of the Goan mining industry. Now one needs to also look at what has Goan mining industry done for Goa ever since it started mining since 1950. It is not a new thing. There are certain particular problems about the mining industry, as he mentioned. There's a perception about nexus between some miners, and some government officials. But that's a nexus that unfortunately exists in almost each and every sector of our industry. I would even allege there's a nexus between the so-called environmental activist industry and some of the particular politicians also. And without looking at that, at the role played by them, and the role, and the destructive role played by them, I think 2014 or 15, a report came out about about the investigation by the IB, IB, that the activist, like the role of the activist has caused about a 2% reduction in the GDP. That's there, and they have named the activists that are there. They named the organizations that are there. They have also named mentioned their tactics that they are following. We just now recently we have seen how the activism is trying to derail the metro project in Goa by saying some 2,500 trees are going to be destroyed. Now, recently over there, the Navhin Times here had a op-ed article which said that these 2,500 trees constitute the lung of Mumbai. But there are 4 lakh trees that are not going to be destroyed, that are already there. And the metro project has also announced many particular projects and the number of trees that they are doing. Unfortunately, the media is not doing its due diligence when it comes to reporting such issues.
So environmental activism is only one part of the story. The other part is the constant policy flip-flops that we see. Mr. Hiranandani made a point that Dubai did not cry over spilled milk and they moved on. Having said that, there is a concern that one always comes across that in India policy uncertainty is very unnerving. So any message on that you'd like to give out to the government using this as a platform?
In fact, that was a point I wanted to make regarding Dubai, what Mr. Hiranandani said. Sir, unfortunately, it would not be a fair comparison to compare the growth of Dubai with not so much of a growth of tourism in Goa. For the simple reason, if you see, because of the current state of laws that we have in the country. Dubai, you have development which is practically happening in the water. Whereas with the current laws which are applicable in the country, because of the CRZ and all these things, you can't develop so many 100 meters from the high tide line. Goa has a length of 150 meters, breadth of 50 kilometers, breadth of hardly 50 kilometers. Half of Goa this side is covered with the mountains, and this side you are telling us not to develop for 500 meters. So how can tourism develop? So I guess that even if the industry wants to do something, it is the laws of the land will have to be changed. Yes, environmental conservation is very, very important. We do need to take care of environment, but we also need to understand the fact that all the tourism growing economies of the world, be it Thailand, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Dubai, all these places have developed much closer to the water bodies without disturbing the ecosystem.
So Goa also, if you see the resorts, they're pretty close to the water bodies. It's not that you're very far away.
In fact, these were the ones, whatever has been developed earlier, that's it. Now with the kind of rules and laws that have come, that from the high tide line, you have got 100 meters, which has become a no development zone. That is, and the new CZMP is going to come up.
But the thing is that there is this sense that one gets that industry also tends to always complain, There are these reasons that are always given that, because the laws are such, because we've been asked to adhere to environmental regulations, we can't go beyond this. You have resorts in Africa where, giraffes will be roaming around in their backyard. and the resorts have been developed because they've also adhered to certain best practices. So I think it works both ways. The industry also has to inspire the confidence of the government that you all will not violate the rules and regulations and will not milk the system.
Absolutely, absolutely, I agree with that. I also have to admit that there would be some rotten mangoes around, but they have to be dealt with iron hand by the rule of the land. But that doesn't mean that, you need to stop the prosperity of an industry, which the scope is there. And second thing is, now Mr. Hiranandani also mentioned about the cruise liners. Now, the biggest challenge in Goa is to get a marina. Because marina is something which is required. We have the connectivity with the water, but unfortunately, again because of environmental issues, that is put on hold or that is not getting developed. Unless we have good ports, we do have a fantastic port, but that is basically for industrial use. We don't have in a common man's language, we do have a workshop where buses and trucks can be serviced. We don't have a service center for cars. And we require passenger liners to come in, for which we require infrastructure, which again we have to develop, and for this developing we require the clearance from the laws.
As much as I love coming to Goa, I have to say that it's a state that could have done so much more to tap into its potential, and it still seems to be stuck in a time warp. There's just so much more potential waiting to be discovered, and please, I would request all of you to participate and come into the conversation. Mr. Hiranandani, I wanted to talk to you about the ease of doing business aspect of it. Yesterday, we had the Chief Minister speak here at the event, saying that at Vibrant Goa, that he wants to focus on making doing business in Goa easier. Now, ease of doing business has become like the mantra. Every state chief minister is talking about it. Every union minister is talking about it. What's your assessment? Has it become easier to do business? And, hearing all the people who are actually running businesses in Goa, what's the sense that you're getting? Is it easy to do business in Goa? As easy it is to come here and just take a holiday and take a dip in the sea and go back home?
As I said before, I think Goa is beautiful. It has industry, it has tourism, it has what it has. The question is, how much do you want to grow?
Yeah.
Like you got 3 casinos. No, the whole country doesn't have casinos. You have casino. So where's the law against casinos? It's there. And you were able to do it. It's about leadership. It has nothing to do with the law. If you have great leadership, you can do anything. When we started metro in Mumbai, we got 16 kilometers in 70 years. Now we are going to do 300 kilometers in 5 years. It's nothing to do with the whole thing. There are problems, there are activists, there are problems, there are difficulties, everything is going to be there. There's nowhere in the world where there is no problem. So, if you're saying don't compare yourself with Dubai, what should I compare with? Dubai is one bloody city-state. India is so big. I'm just saying that we can do so much more in Goa, but we can do so much more in India. I'm not even saying Goa. Why is Mopa airport not come when you had such a problem with the military in Goa airport? You have hundreds of flights which are coming in during peak time over here. You would have got 200 flights instead of 100 flights, which is coming over a period of weekends. Now, what I'm saying is, it is up to leadership to decide that I want 100% increase in tourism in the next 5 years. I need to bring an infrastructure, make a study of that, make a report of that, and do it. Mopa, you can put up that airport in 2 years, the land is already acquired. What the hell do you need? Nothing.